Or kick out Jennifer. Lazy Witch, TK, Tech Cat. How's everybody doing? I got game. I'm gonna use these little kittens to expand. Okay, Daisy. Up the screen, share live. Oh, actually, I heard from somebody that you can't say the TAP word anymore. Thank you, Jim Jam. It's in. Why don't we just stop suckling on each other? That's weird. They're too funny. Look at the little beans. Look at the little beans. How was everybody's day? These guys are fun. Oh, I'm sorry, Neutral Noodle. I just like fun. We gotta make more formula. Clean more bottles. Make more formula. Clean more bottles. Being a mom. Making formula. Cleaning bottles. And 7 bottle babies is a little unhinged. Oh, oh my god, I'm such a silly goose. We have clean bottles. I have clean bottles. God. I was wondering where all the freaking bottles went. You guys did so good. Oh no.
Hey, what up? What up?
I do disagree with the background.
Yeah, I agree. America loves women.
I asked if you disagree. You said, yeah, I agree. We want to rethink that.
You said what? I think you're confused.
I, I asked if you disagree, and you said,
I think
yeah,
you said you
America
agree,
loves
right?
women.
So you agree, right?
So,
So America loves them.
so that would mean that you disagree with the background.
No, I think you disagree. Are you confused?
Do you not know how to read?
No, I think you're confused.
I can help you.
Yeah, look at the chat. Take your
A lot of
time.
people learn how to read by sounding things out. So this is an acronym. So USA. It doesn't say USA.
No, that actually says doesn't like
It's
women. I think you read it incorrectly.
USA.
Clearly, that says doesn't like women, not you.
USA. Doesn't like women. So when I ask
What?
you if
Are
you
you okay?
disagree with this,
Are
you
you
would
okay?
say
Did you find the bottles?
yes or
Are you okay?
no. So if you are an op, you would say, I do disagree with this, but you said no.
USA. USA.
Okay, there you go. There you go. So at least you know 3 letters of the alphabet.
What are the other five?
You have to Google that. I'm not doing any more free education.
Hey, do you throw it back though? Heidi, that's why you're single. True facts.
All right, someone remember the number 12 in case I forget. Kiki. Hi, Kiki. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay, I got a migraine.
Uh,
How's your day?
another day at work. Capitalism for the loss.
I feel that. Timbo, do you disagree with the background?
Sure. Yeah, I disagree with it.
I
Why? I don't know. I more wanted to ask you something else.
She's married.
No, I have no
Why do you
interest in her.
disagree
She's
with the
not my
background?
type.
Why do you disagree with the background?
Why do I disagree with it? I don't know, because MAGA needs people to marry and have their kids. And apparently being LGBT is wrong to them. So they gotta forcibly have beards. Anyways, how do you think, with this current climate, how do you think you're able to, with your side, how do you think you're able to get everything back
What are you talking
and
about?
save the country?
What are you talking about? That has nothing to do with the background.
I'm asking you. I mean, you're a large creator, correct? You're
No,
prolific, right? You have an overreach in space, right?
I'm not a large creator. I don't know what you're talking about. Are you not gonna
159,000 is pretty large and large enough
are
for us
you
to reach to people.
are you not gonna engage with the
I already
background?
engaged with it. Did you not hear me? You want me to repeat it?
Yes.
Okay. I said MAGA does like women because they need to have beards because the ones that are homosexual can't be their open self. They want it to be
That's
hidden.
not liking women.
It is. Well, you're not letting me finish.
Forcing people into marriage is not liking women.
You're forcing a woman gets forced to be a beard. I thought it was sort of an agreement. You guys like
Do
because
you
foreign
know why
people on the left are
people
talking about lavender marriages. Is that
do you know
not
why
a
people
similar
do
thing?
that? Do you know why people do that? For protection.
I know, yeah. And
Yeah, that's
MAGA's
by
protecting their
force.
careers from not getting out as gay. So they like women because they can use them as their advantage.
That's not liking
But
women.
anyways,
Use the
back to my
word
other
using.
point.
When you use the word using, that means you don't like people. Like
I
you
don't
Do
don't
you
know.
use
always
people
fly
you
the
You
red
like.
can
flag
like
when you come
apples
into
and use
other
them.
people's lives?
Huh?
Do you always fly the red flag when you come into other people's lives?
Not always. Sometimes I'll actually argue for like abortion rights and stuff. When I first started getting into people's lives, I would sit there and pretend I was pro-life and then say some shit about using babies to harvest their adrenochrome because it would piss off
So,
the pro-lifers.
so you're just a troll.
No,
You
I'm
really
not.
don't give a.
Hey, I think I was in another live where you and another veteran were bragging about having a body count. Is that true? It was one of this ones. I was watching from the crowd. Like some guy was trying to act tough, and then some other veteran was like, "Well, I think me and Kiki are the only ones that have body counts."
Yeah,
Does that mean?
that was Chris and I. Yes.
Okay, so you guys are happy
Huh?
to use that as like, "Hey, look at me."
No, I'm not proud of
Okay,
that at all.
okay, that's good. Anyways, back to my original point that I don't want to argue with the prompt because whatever.
Then why did you come up?
Oh, because I wanted to ask her that question that I originally asked. As being a creator that has some form of overreach, what does she think she could do to get the country back? How can she
The only thing that
mobilize
would
or convince the children that are becoming brainwashed by the right to becoming more caring and empathetic?
there's no changing fascists.
Yeah, you
Only
can. You can
solution,
change them as kids.
no. The only solution is the wall.
So Timbo's a troll. I'm not really that much of a troll. You can. If you, I don't know. That's what the alt-right pipeline's doing, correct? They're getting them in the middle school and maybe even earlier, compounding them with horrific fact or quote unquote facts, but ideals that then they spew into little troglodytes that run around with their little flags. So don't you think that the left should do that?
So you want to combat fascism with fascism?
Is it fascist to care about trans rights and abortion and various other?
No, but you're
The strategy. So she's
yeah.
talking about.
I don't think that's fascism. I think it's
The right is using fascist tactics in
yes.
order to.
So it's bad if the
So
left does
you
it to
asked
save minorities and women and right?
you,
Is that what you're telling me?
you asked if we should do the same thing that they're
Yes.
doing, which is fighting fascism with fascism. That's not a solution.
Isn't what? That's not a solution to, stop these
Do
Christian
the same
nationalists
thing
from
that is already
taking
a
away
point.
everything with you. Isn't that what leftists want? They want a revolution.
Hi,
You
Kiki.
gotta indoctrinate the young ones to then fight, so you then can get a voter base that isn't majority, like because what was the statistic? Like 80% of white men voted for Trump.
Just stop. Hi, Kiki.
Hello, Queen.
Why am I being disingenuous? I'm being serious.
Hi, Elena.
Oh,
I don't understand why, when a live starts, that the first guest and then everybody in the chat turns to transphobia. What is your
Am I
guys'
transphobic?
fucking problem?
What have
Yeah,
I said that's transphobic?
plenty of things.
Okay, I need you to explain
So-
that to me since I'm not trans.
No, I don't have to explain shit to you.
Well, you're accusing me, and I'm saying I'm a trans ally, so
Really.
yeah.
Sure, don't seem like it.
When I
Anyway.
say that you need to get to the young children,
Is there like
and
a
get
lot
them to
of?
understand that
Is
trans
there
people
any
are
mods?
people.
in here? Because there is
Yeah,
a
Kiki's a
fuck
mod.
ton of transphobia going on in the comments. So if you need another
Kiki.
mod,
Well,
mod me up.
comments is one thing.
I don't pay attention to the comments if I can help it.
Yeah, Kiki's in here. Kristen's in here. Um,
You want me to explain how Zen? I don't know. I think
Just-
one.
I mean,
The light is
I'm over this shit already.
okay.
We're humans. No,
I
I'm
know.
not necessarily talking to you. I'm talking to the
Oh,
chat.
okay. Kind of chat. Okay, fair
We're
enough.
humans, and we deserve to live just like everybody else does, and have a fucking life.
True.
Sorry, I'm just.
what makes you an ally, Timbo?
I view trans people as what they identify as, and I voted for their best interests.
Which was with who?
Kamala, and then I voted for Biden because I knew that they weren't going to repeal as many rights as what Trump was planning on doing.
I don't
Okay,
know
do
why I
you
remember
fight?
you
Do you
being an
fight
op. So why
myself?
did you request if you're not an op?
Well, I mostly wanted to confront. I wanted to talk to you about what I had stated because I don't know. Well, someone wanted me to explain how. This is where you guys aren't going to agree with me because
Please don't
what
say
the
something
right?
that's kind of the live taken down.
No, it's not. I'm not going to say any slurs. You're fine. Should be fine. So how I think reaching out to whatever young teens, late teens is doing similar to what the alt-right is doing, where they're compounding their victim, or I don't know if compounding is the right word. I'm probably trying to sound smarter than I am, but using that victim mentality that they so want with YT men, right? Because YT men feel like they're victims, correct? Okay, I'm gonna say that's correct then. Is I don't know, maybe reeling back on the fact that they're monsters, because that's what the right's using is how many of the less voices are slamming into the fact that they're monsters, that they're horrible people, and it's all men till it's no men, and that makes them feel bad. So maybe I don't know. We reel back that hey, maybe you're not a monster. Maybe you have plenty of potential to be nice. I can't land a plane. I'm not trained as a pilot. But anyways, I was thinking using that reach to then what? No, I'm not trans. Thank you, Lucinini. Using that as a way to try and convince YT men to be more allies and not fall into Yahtzeanism.
Do you think they actually give a fuck about giving up any
I'm talking.
power? Like
Do I think that
they're
they
not
give a
going
fuck
to
about you?
they're not going to appeal to empathy when they feel like empathy is losing power in some form or fashion.
Yes, empathy
Well,
is
that's why I'm saying
gone
go
in this
younger
country.
when they're more empathetic before they get hardened by
Empathy
their
is gone in this
wavelengths.
country. That's what's missing in this country is
What is?
empathy, because nobody seems to have it anymore.
The people in power are more focused on money and power than they are empathy. So they don't see a financial incentive in order to be empathetic and to be an ally to marginalized communities when they can consolidate and manipulate power to their favor.
Mm-hmm. I agree, Kiki. I was just saying that empathy is just it's just gone in this country, and it's really, really sad.
I mean, we've spent the last 9 years appealing to reason, and that really hasn't worked with
That's
with the MAGA crowd. So, what makes you think that like coddling them to not feel like victims is going to change their minds?
I'm not saying coddling the MAGA now. I'm saying coddling the children, the middle schoolers that are starting the process of going down the pipeline. You understand what I mean by that?
I
And how's that
just,
going to work when they share their views with their parents?
yeah,
Yeah.
their
Rebellious
influence
son.
is ingrained in their home. So
Well, children tend to have, what is it, unlimited access to the internet. They'll eventually find a pipeline, right?
but if they
And
live
then
in
you
their
make it seem
home,
like it's appealing.
but
You
if they
get
live in
them.
their home and they're on their parents' computer on their parents' network, the algorithm is skewed towards their parents' beliefs.
That's why you. Okay. Sure. So, okay, what's your
If a
solution then?
10-year-old has a father that just indoctrinates hate and dislike for lots of people, that's what that 10-year-old's going to grow up to be if he doesn't have any other outside voices talking to them.
So is that
A
not what
lot
I'm
of these
trying to do?
kids and a lot of these kids don't work. They work that way. They don't seek outside sources. They just do what their parents tell them to do.
And DJ, do you disagree with the background?
Well, I more wanted to hear a couple of things that you can speak to on why you think the USA doesn't like women. It's a broad statement.
That's not
Just
how
curious
this
what your thoughts
works.
are.
That's not how this works. When you request, it's because you're in opposition of the background, so you disagree with the background,
Well,
which means that you have something to argue.
of course, I'm in opposition. I guess I just wanted to hear from
Okay,
your perspective on what specifically why you think that.
Because the
I don't.
majority of America voted for Trump, so therefore they hate women. That's
The majority of
really
Americans did not vote for Trump.
27% voted for Trump. That was it.
But it's such a pointed statement, and so to not have something specific in mind.
It can't be vague in general and pointed at the same time. It's either one or the other. So.
You're making a blanket statement that the USA doesn't like women. I'm just asking what specifically
And
can you point to?
you disagree with it. So this is the part where you say, I disagree because USA likes women because blank. And then we go from there. I shouldn't have to give you my arguments so you can formulate yours. You should be able to stand on your own, you know.
Yeah, I mean, broadly speaking, the United States offers women more rights than pretty much any country on the face of the planet. It sees men and women equally. It provides opportunities for women that other countries don't.
How would you, if you were to put us on a ranking compared to other countries, where do you think we would fall
Well, that's
for
specifically
gender
about what?
equality? For gender equality, we're obviously talking about men versus women. So
Are
Well,
you
do you mean
watching your
pace?
kids, or is somebody else like?
Yeah, we're just walking around the property.
Oh, okay. And I just wanted to make sure that they were being paid attention to.
Yeah, they're kind of feral, so they just kind of hang out and run around.
based.
guys, don't tell him to shut up his kid. That's rude. Like the kid's not
Yeah,
doing.
so
The kid's literally just laughing. That's like, is that offensive to you? A kid laughing? That's weird.
Oh yeah, because the
Weird
kid is
behavior.
MAGA.
There's no need to tell his kid to shut up.
I'm going on and off mute to try to keep them quiet.
You're
No,
fine.
no, you're
You're
fine.
fine. It does not bother me.
I just didn't know if you were at a park or something like that. So.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it. They're good. You asked about gender equality. Do you mean about like equal pay? Do you mean about like
Just
opportunities
gender
in the
equality in
workforce?
general. Where do you think the U.S. would fall if we were to rank compared to other countries? Like,
Well, again, that's such a there's so many layers that go into a gender equality, so it depends on what specifically you're talking about. So like I
they
say,
look into everything.
if you're
They
looking
look
at
into everything.
if you're looking at pay in the workforce, it's
For this
pretty much
ranking, they consider all factors.
I don't know compared to other countries what we're ranked.
Well, you made the statement that like we provide like more than other countries, where we treat women better than other countries. So like you obviously have some kind of idea of how we compare to other countries. So
Women have
on
free.
us compared to 100
women
on a
can
scale
vote
of like
here.
150 countries, like Or do you think it
Yeah, I
would
mean,
rank?
as far as Western countries go, we're, pretty much in line with everybody else. When you start wrapping in the Middle East and African countries, well, obviously we're much higher than them. I can't really speak too much of Southeast Asia or Asia in general.
What if
Just
I told
familiar
you
with
we
their
rank lower than South
politics.
Africa?
Again, well, South Africa is, you know,
You, s-
a
is
foreign
what?
British country.
You said
They're
you
not
said
like,
African
It's
countries,
Dutch, but
so
right?
yeah, of
What if
course,
I
but
told you we rank
you're not
lower than
picking,
Colombia?
you're not picking Congo. You're not picking,
we we rank lower than
Tanzania.
Nicaragua.
Again, in what specifically? Would you rather be a woman in Nicaragua, or would you rather be a woman here?
Pretty sure they have universal health care.
Yeah.
Is the quality of care in their universal healthcare system better than the quality of care that you can get here by going to an urgent care, by going to the ER, by going to your
If you're
your
not, if
primary
you're gonna
care
get,
physician?
if you're gonna be bankrupted, like by going to the doctor, I don't think that's
Yeah,
not really
listen,
given
I
the
mean,
option of
if
thing.
you need heart surgery, certainly, but would you rather have heart surgery here or in Nicaragua in their
Do
universal
you know
healthcare
some of
system?
I would
some of the
rather
world's
have.
best doctors are in Cuba? You know that, right?
Yeah, they actually they're they're much farther ahead than we are medically. But
I
I,
mean, come on, would you rather live in under Cuba's universal healthcare system as a woman, as any person, or would you rather live here in the States? And
pretty
that's
sure
an honest, like, if you say Cuba, that's fine. That's a fine answer. But I think that is a slim minority that would say
I
that
would
they would
say that
rather live
there's
in
at
Cuba.
least 42 other countries that I would rather live in than the United States.
That's
But
fair.
also,
I mean,
like you're comparing, you're saying like, would you rather live in the United States or a country that's been under embargo for like 60 years? Like
you
if
made the
we lifted the if we lifted the embargo, Cuba in a heartbeat.
you made the
Absolutely.
point that Cuba has phenomenal doctors and that Nicaragua
Yes,
has a
in spite
universal
of the
healthcare
shit that we've
system.
done to it. Yes.
But what I'm telling you is that I, I'm a man. I can't say this. I would rather my girls live in the United States under our current healthcare system, as broken as it is, than get care in Nicaragua, Cuba, Asia, wherever.
Well,
There's a certain,
they don't have
even though
your
it's
daughters don't have access to care here. You know that, right?
sure they do. They
What
have
state are you in?
excellent. I'm in
What state are you
Arizona.
in?
I'm in Arizona. They have excellent
Oh, I don't know
healthcare.
anything about Arizona.
They have excellent private insurance through my employer,
Hmm.
and I'm blessed to
What if
have
they
that.
need what if they need an abortion?
Well, in Arizona, it's part of our state constitution now, up until birth. So here in Arizona, they have that. Not something I
Okay, what about the
support,
rest of
especially
us?
especially how lenient it is. It's up
What
to your
what
state. It's up to your state.
what if they wanted to get
You-
their tubes tied or a
Uh,
hysterectomy
yeah, my
uh,
wife had to have a hysterectomy with our fourth kid, so she was able to do that.
after the fourth kid?
Yeah.
What if your girls did not want to have kids and they're like 21 years old and they go to the doctor and say, I want to get my tubes tied?
In most states, at most providers, a doctor, unrelated to whatever the state law says, won't do it for women that are
mm,
that young. That's
Yep.
just that's just basic health care. That they
But
know
why?
that a
Why?
woman that young, because a woman that young to make that decision is such a big decision. So doctors are very unlikely to do that. That's not to say
So
that they can't.
why is it okay for men to be able to go get a vasectomy, but it's a different standard for women to get their tubes tied?
Yeah, I mean, so I don't know much about uh, the difference in. I know, like, getting a vasectomy. I know I've had a friend get one and then get it reversed. I don't
Did
know if
your
that
friend
works
have to
for.
get his wife's permission in order to get a vasectomy?
He got it unmarried, so no,
Uh,
he
What
didn't
about
have.
his future wife? I mean, he should think about the fact that like he won't be able to have kids down the road.
He should. I don't know enough about male doctors and if they would have the same discussion with their male
They
patient
don't.
about, hey, are you sure you want to do this?
Yeah, I'm gonna drop Alina, or maybe
Okay.
I don't know.
whoever
I don't know.
wants to come
I don't
up.
know. I don't know
But
Okay,
either.
thank you for coming.
yeah, I'm just. It seems what I said got controlled. So,
I don't know
thank
either
you for
how that
having
would.
me up.
Thank you, Queen.
Sorry. I don't know
Have a
how
good
either
one.
that
Hi,
would
Kiki.
prove your statement that the USA doesn't like women.
The fact that we don't have access to the same reproductive decisions, like we can't choose when or
Well,
if we
you
want to
do.
have
You
children.
can, after you have that conversation with your doctor and they present to you that, you can continue down that path. I mean, that's a choice that you have.
There are many doctors that won't do it.
Certainly. So in this
Mhm.
country, we have options to then find a different doctor. If you're dedicated to
Uh-huh.
really wanting to have your
And if
tubes
your
tied at
and if your
21,
copay is $300 per visit and you're on a limited income.
certainly, like I said, our healthcare system is super broken.
It,
Depending on what
and
sort
not
of
only that, there's
depending, that's a
one
whole separate
political
issue.
party. There's one political party that wants to do with Planned Parenthood, which would be for family planning.
Yeah, there's a variety of reasons for that, but at the federal level, Republicans do believe because Planned Parenthood funding. Now, Planned Parenthood has always held the position that that there's no federal dollars that go towards abortions.
There isn't
I
because
don't.
there's literally
I
a law
There's a
against it.
law
Yeah,
that
no, I get it, but like
prevents that.
if federal funding is going to keeping the lights on, so that money, it's an opportunity. This is the wrong way to phrase it, but it's just allocated to something different. So, yeah, technically on paper, there's no money going to an abortion, but if it's going to overhead, if it's going to paying something else, it's the same bucket of money. So that's what the Republicans are hanging their hat on. Now, again, I don't understand how that works with saying the USA doesn't like women.
Who primarily gets care at like a Planned Parenthood?
It's primarily women.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I'm not saying
do you
otherwise.
think that's a hindrance to women getting health care?
No, not entirely, because there are other. It would be one thing if other options didn't exist. So the Republicans' position
So
is that they don't
is
want federal dollars to fund
the
Planned
church on the
Parenthood.
corner handing out condoms and doing STI testing?
No, certainly, but their condoms are what, $10 for a pack at the store.
What if you can't afford that?
I mean, then there's
Then what?
other methods to not getting pregnant,
Like what?
like pulling out. I mean, come on,
God
this isn't
damn
100%.
it, bro.
this
Yeah.
isn't sex ed. I mean, come on.
That's not how effective is that, bro? Like, come on.
It's pretty effective. I mean,
No,
like,
it's not. You fucking bro. Come on.
what do you mean?
Don't.
What is this? Are you guys like? What do you mean it's not? I mean,
Do you know what pre-cum is?
yeah. Do you know how
Oh
much
my
semen
God.
is in that? Like, come on.
But it's
Did,
the most potent.
did
No,
it work
More
for
likely
you
to
with
get
your
pregnant
4
off just
kids?
that.
we were trying. We tried to have a family, so like we didn't.
Well, that's more possibly to do with your sperm counter on her. That's what you're meaning, that you guys had a hard time getting pregnant.
But like, I mean, come on. Like, condoms are dirt cheap.
They're not.
I thought they still sold them in just like bar bathrooms and stuff.
The
Or that they're free.
privilege of saying that they're dirt cheap when some people are struggling to put food on their table is.
But listen, if you can't afford to have a kid, that's a sacrifice that you should be willing to make.
What if they were graped?
What if they were what?
No.
I
But
see what you're saying.
but listen, I don't like that argument because you're saying that poor people should not be engaging in sex.
It's not at
And
all
that
what
is
I'm saying.
extremely
I'm
that is
saying
what you're
that
saying because you're saying
I'm
if you can't afford to have a kid, then what?
I'm
if they
saying that
can't
you're
afford the condoms, like, and you're getting rid of Planned Parenthood that would supply the condoms, and then you guys are getting rid of sexual education in a lot of red states. So you guys aren't even teaching about contraceptives, and then you also want to ban abortion. So like,
what
You're like
what
one
are the
step away from
options?
the Chinese one child law.
what I am saying is that absolutely your economic situation should impact whether or not you're having extremely protective sex.
Does regulation work in that regards? So
Oh,
so
I guess I don't understand your
so
question.
before somebody has sex, we need to do like a financial security check.
No, of course not. I don't know why that. Like that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that check. You should be self-regulating. If you can't afford basic necessities, the last thing you should be doing is putting yourself in a position where you might have an unwanted child and then bear the
You know that
responsibility
most
to
Americans
raise that
are
child.
one medical emergency away from bankruptcy.
Totally. Yeah.
So they may be in a decent position, but getting pregnant is expensive. Like that could be the medical emergency that puts them under.
Yeah, I know it is. I feel like most families in this country that don't want to have kids because they're under economic uncertainty do a pretty good job of not having children through contraceptives, whether it's condoms or birth control or
So
what have you. Should there be
What
more
are
male birth
the
control? Absolutely.
mhm.
Men
what
should
are the
take on way more
efficacy?
responsibility.
Sure. What are the efficacy rates in condoms?
Is
I
that
don't
what it's
know.
pronounced?
I don't know what the exact percent is.
That was efficiency.
87%. And if you are in a long-term relationship, could you see how 87% is not necessarily 100%?
Yeah, 87% is not 100%. All the more
Right.
reason to be incredibly safe
Yeah.
with
Okay, but
whatever you're doing.
how much more safe do you want to be? So you're already asking somebody to use a condom, which is expensive. Then access to other birth control methods would provide an additional cost. So you're just essentially holding a very classist position. Are poor people allowed to have sex in your mind? Yes or no?
Of course, poor people can have sex, but
Okay, great.
everybody needs
But
to
what?
accept the reality that having a child is very expensive, and
Exactly. So that's why
hold
there
on,
is.
and preventing said child from coming into this world also bears a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, and that can be abortion. I don't know why the only consequence for failed contraceptives or pregnancy has to be forced birth. Can you explain that to me?
Totally want to go into an abortion debate, but I think generally the science shows that life begins at conception.
Mm-hmm.
There's pretty no, if there is no refuting that life does begin at conception.
Yeah, what does that mean? You're just giving me a scientific statement. You're not
Yeah, I
making a
think
moral claim. Just like when I say gravity exists, that's not a moral claim.
sure. I believe in protecting all life, and if life begins at conception, I think
So you're
that,
vegan?
of course not.
Well, you
Human
said
life.
all life.
Let me start with human life deserves
Mhm.
protection from the law by
So
protection
so sperm.
through the law.
So
Sperm is
sperm, human
you're not
life.
you're not sperm is not human life.
It is
Sperm is
so.
not
Is
no, it's
is a
not.
dog life? What is it?
Sperm is not
If I
human life, just like
oh
an egg
no.
is not. You know that's
Yes,
not
it
true.
is.
You know
Absolutely.
that's no,
Absolutely. What's the
that's not
definition
true.
of an
Sperm
organism?
is
What's the
not
wait, babes. What's the definition of an organism?
you're twisting. Now you're saying an organism.
No,
Sperm is
that's
not
okay.
human.
Well, what
Sperm
is
is not
living?
human life.
That's a definition of a living well, of a life. What's the definition of life then?
Now you're changing. I said human
Now,
life.
which one? Okay, human life. What is it? Is it dog life?
Human human
What
life
is sperm? What is
human
sperm?
life begins at
What is hold
conception.
on?
If
What
I'm
is
just
sperm? You can run
it's
away from this if you would like to, but I'm
I don't
not
know
gonna
what
let
do you want
you.
me to
Yeah.
you want me
So
to find the
what is
you want to
sperm?
find
What is that?
Merriam-Webster's
I don't
definition
care.
of what sperm is?
Whichever one. I don't care. Yeah, whichever one. You telling me that sperm is not living? Is it dead?
It's part of the matrix.
Sure. Yeah, they're male reproductive cells. That's not human life. It takes sperm to create a human life,
Human
but
life.
it's not human life.
Okay, okay, so if it's not human, what is it then?
I don't. It's not
It's a
human.
dog? Is it,
I
it's
don't know
not
what.
human, it's a dog. So if I test it, if you can conduct research and testing on cells, right? And you can determine its origin. So if I, for example, have two petri dishes with two different sperm cells, I can determine through DNA testing whether or not it's a dog sperm cell or a human sperm cell. If you deny that it's human, what is it then?
I mean, you can look at. Try to be as.
We can't hear you in your teacup.
Yeah, sorry. It says they're not individual organisms, but they're obviously vital in the reproductive process. So, I mean, I don't. You're trying to.
Information from.
This is just. I'm on Chat GPT.
Oh, okay, okay, sure. Well, it meets the qualifications of life. It has the characteristics of a living organism. It is human.
It's
So,
not human. You
it
keep
is.
saying that.
It is okay. What
You
is it
keep.
then? What is it? What is it?
It's not human. I just explained to you what
Okay,
it
what
was.
is it then?
It's not a.
What
It's
is it
not a
then?
human.
Is
It's
it
not a
dog?
human being.
Is it dolphin? I didn't say being. That never crossed my lips. I have a very different definition of a human being, but it is a human cell.
Sure, it's part of the human experience, part of the human
It's
process.
I don't
It's
think
not a
that they
human being.
experience anything. Yeah, I don't think that sperm experience anything. And now you're actually getting into my argument. I think that you only get personhood if you experience something, if you have sentience. That's why I don't give any personhood to a zygote, because they're not really different from a human sperm cell.
That's not accurate though.
Oh, they're
A human
a zygote, a
a
zygote.
human embryo is verifiable scientific life, like human life,
I didn't deny that. I didn't
whereas
deny that.
sperm has
You're making a different argument.
No,
You're
I'm
arguing
not.
with somebody else. No, you're arguing with somebody else. My argument is that I care for experience, and you said that it's true that sperm doesn't experience, but fetuses do. What's the source on that?
I would say that last part again. That what are you saying I said?
A zygote is not different from a sperm cell. It is a singular cellular human organism.
The difference, of course, and you would know this, is that a sperm and an egg have come together, and that is now a human. That is now a life.
Yeah,
That
so is sperm.
a human being.
No, it's not a human.
Each thing on its own is required. A part is sure, you can call it life, you can call it a cell. It's part of the human
Not a calling it. That's
reproductive
what it is.
process.
Yeah, but
But
what's the difference? You still haven't given me the difference.
that's
Like,
the
what's the
difference.
distinction?
That's the
No,
difference.
you're just restating your claim. What's the difference between a sperm cell and a zygote from a living being or organism perspective?
The
They're
difference
both
is the egg.
smart.
The difference is the egg that the
Okay.
sperm has, for lack of a scientific word, met up with, and then implanted in the woman's uterus. That's
No,
the difference.
they haven't implanted yet.
Yeah, not yet, but that's the process.
But
That's the process.
I don't care about the process though. The process, you're just explaining how a cell came to be. I can also explain to you how a sperm cell came to be. I can explain that process to you.
You asked.
I don't care. Hold on, babes. My turn. I don't care about the origin of the human cell. I care about why you distinguishing between one cell and the other.
A sperm is a human cell. It's not a human being. A
I
human,
didn't say that it is. Stop
that's the difference.
debating. So okay, but you not
That's
explain.
difference.
Okay, explain to me why a zygote is a human being then, because principally speaking, they meet very similar characteristics. One just says sperm, the other one says zygote.
Is a
They both.
blastocyst a human being?
Blastocyst is a boss in
So
Binding of Isaac.
it's a blastocyst. What's a blastocyst?
Isn't that's like the very early stages of when fertilization.
So
72
okay,
hours after.
Yeah.
But
you?
I'm more concerned about the zygote too.
I know. So the difference is a zygote is a singular celled human being
Why is
that
it a
is
human being?
formed after a male human cell, a sperm.
Why do you keep repeating it? I know how a zygote comes to
Because
be.
you're in this
No,
circular
you
argument,
are
and you
in a
keep no
circular
no no.
argument,
Let me
friend.
finish. Let me
No,
finish.
you
You
need
keep
to show
asking
me the
me.
symmetry. Yeah,
You
because you
keep
keep
asking me the
repeating.
difference.
Yeah, because you keep repeating the same shit. You didn't give me the symmetry breaker. They're both singular cell organisms, aren't they? Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Are they both human?
No.
Okay, well then you're
Well.
and you're full of
Let
shit.
me hold
You
on. Hold on. Let
telling
me
me
back.
a sperm?
Let me
You
pull that.
telling me a
Let me
human
hold on. Hold
sperm
on. Let
cell
me
is
pull
not
that.
human?
Let me pull that
Okay.
back. Let me pull it back.
Uh-huh. A
A
human sperm cell is not human.
a
All right,
human
everybody.
sperm. Hold on. A male human sperm cell does not deserve the same protection from the law that a zygote and a baby does, because a human male cell cannot by itself form any into any human life. A zygote
So
can,
neither
and
can the
that's the
zygote.
difference.
No,
Yeah, sure it
that's
can.
actually not true. That's
That's
actually not true. And I'm telling you why, if you would shut up. Both of them are reliant on environmental circumstances that are conducive of reproduction. So if the zygote is put on the table without the uterus in place, then they would also not turn into anything. Simply like the sperm cell not being in proximity to the egg would not do anything.
yeah. I don't. That's such a silly argument to say that
Silly.
that's the same thing. You're saying that a sperm
Well, but
inside.
you
Hold on.
don't tell me. You don't tell me how it's different.
You're
Tell me how it's
saying that a
different.
sperm inside of a male's body is the
Mm-hmm.
same and deserves is is in the same camp as a
Yes.
zygote
Yes.
that is in a woman's body. It's
Yes.
those are two. I don't know how you
Yeah.
think that
Well, you
those are
just don't
two
tell. Okay,
similar
you
things.
can say that you're it's just your feelings then, right? Then that's what makes it different. Like I can
It's
I
the
can understand.
science that
Well,
makes it
no, it's
different.
not. No, it's not though.
Yes, it
So the
is.
reason is right.
There is no
I asked you if
OBGYN
all
on the
life.
planet.
I
There is
asked you
no
if all
hold
life.
on. There is no
I asked
OBGYN on
you
the planet that would agree.
I asked you if all life is valuable to you. You said yes. And I asked, oh, so also, animal life. And you said, no, human life. And so I asked about human living organisms that meet the criteria similar to zygotes. You have not been able to show me the symmetry breaker. You keep explaining. Yeah, because it's my turn. You keep just explaining to me what a zygote is. I know what a zygote is. I keep explaining to you what a sperm cell is because you don't even recognize it to be human. You have yet to show me the symmetry breaker. So instead of keep repeating your claim, give me actually the symmetry breaker that makes them different.
You're playing a semantics game while I'm giving you an answer, and I get it if you don't want to accept that answer, but there is absolutely no OB, there's no reproductive doctor, there's no reproductive science that would say that a zygote in a woman's body is the same as a male sperm cell
I didn't
in a
say
DJ,
that they're
male's
the
body.
same. I didn't
DJ,
say.
how long is the
Wait, really quick, can I just finish
yeah,
this really
of
quick
course.
before I have to go back to being a mommy? The thing is that you just feel like they're different. And that's okay. I understand that they're different in certain ways, right? Because one of them is a human cell in a male's body. The other one is a cell that is originated from both the sperm and the egg. I understand that there's differences, just like there's differences between a human sperm and a dog sperm. I understand that there's certain qualities that make them different, but not significantly for me. Like, I just don't seem to have like a moral distinction between one and the other. I don't care about dog sperm just as little as I care about human sperm. And matter of fact, I also just don't care about human zygotes unless somebody has put some subjective value to it, which that seems to be you, but that's not something that we would legislate.
Yeah, I mean, the Republican Party just obviously disagrees with you.
Okay, well, they can disagree with me, but I don't care about their feelings. I care about facts and I care about logic. Your logic is crumbling.
It's
My
not.
definition of personhood is way more coherent than yours, and you're crying
Let me
about it.
ask you this: since we're on this debate, where do you think the cutoff should be? Or there's no? It's just abortion up until birth.
Well,
I think it depends like how you define abortion. Some people have the definition that it's always going to result in the unaliving of the fetus, and obviously I have certain restrictions. But if you're simply talking about the termination of a pregnancy, including like cesarean section, induction of labor, etc., then I don't think there should be any limits.
Yeah, I mean, C-sections are never a part of that. Like, that's
They are though.
they
No,
Like,
are
medically,
they
they're
are
medically
absolutely
abortion.
coded. Well, they are medically coded as an abortion because it is the deliberate termination of a
No, they're
pregnancy.
not.
Yes,
But
it
they
C-sections
is.
are.
are not. No, they're not. My wife has
Yes,
had
they are.
4 cesareans, and not a
So
single
she's
one is
had
considered abortion.
four intentional terminations of a pregnancy,
No,
which
she
is an
has not.
abortion.
Nope, that is
Okay, you
not.
can colloquially, I understand that we colloquially use abortion in the sense of somebody terminates their pregnancy that results in the death of the fetus. I accept that. That's why I'm not going to trigger you. But if you want to look at it medically and how Harvard, for example, defines it, they define it as the deliberate termination of the pregnancy. That would also include induction of labor or cesarean sections. And you can feel upset about it, but that's just how they medically
It's
define it. They also
yeah,
call,
you're
for example, a miscarriage, they also define as a spontaneous abortion. But we colloquially don't use it like that. We don't say, oh, somebody had a spontaneous abortion. We say they had a miscarriage.
yeah, you're playing a semantical game when in reality
No, it's
everybody
just a
knows.
logical
Hold no, no,
game.
no.
It's just a logical
Everybody, nope.
game, and you're failing. I'm
Hold
sorry.
on, Dave.
Everybody,
DJ, let's just test your qualifications. How long is the average gestational period for humans?
like, how long is a baby in the womb? Is that kind of what you're asking?
How long is the average gestational period for a human?
Yeah, I asked you a follow-up question just to make sure I understand what gestational means.
Yes, how long is the average pregnancy for a human?
Yeah, full term, I think, is considered anything after what, 34, 35 weeks, maybe 36. Typically it goes up to 40 weeks. My wife was induced at 38. Our son was born at 34. He spent 2 weeks in the NICU, so 36 weeks
I
is
asked the
considered
average
full term.
gestational period.
I don't know what the average is. What I just gave you was my understanding of how far along women, I guess, should be going. I don't know what the average is.
It's 40 weeks.
Perfect. I think I said that. So what's the point of the question? But that's not full term. A baby is considered full term after like
39 weeks is 39 weeks is full term. What 38 weeks and under is considered early term.
Yeah. So what's the point?
You remember the other questions, Kiara, that Rad's always asked?
Yeah, I don't really mind that. I think it's fine to me if he's not a pregnancy expert. Like, to me, it's more important for him to substantiate why his feelings have to be legislated. I don't care about anything else. DJ, why do your feelings have to be legislated? Oh, you're gonna ask ChatGPT on that? Okay, go ahead.
It's good to see that they moved on from Wikipedia, but it's worse that they're going to ChatGPT.
Imagine putting in ChatGPT, why do my feelings have to be legislated? Okay, well, I guess that's the answer then.
Neat. Now I can get back on my soapbox and tell about my plan.
Actually, we're looking for ops, Timbo. Thank you.
God damn it, I am an.
Those little stinky babies. How you doing, Kiki?
Kiara, I've missed you.
I missed you too. I don't have a lot of time. Our milkworm today is a little squirmy. She's very upset. I think she's in a growth spurt or something. And she actually has personhood.
Yay!
Tuesday said in the comments, he's used like a whole city's worth of energy to try and debate Kiara and still lost. Like, that's so funny. Yeah, I mean, ChatGPT can be a useful tool if you know how to use it.
Absolutely.
Y'all need to stop using AI. It's so bad for the environment, especially asking AI dumb questions like gestational period. Just fucking, or how you feel about a gestational period, how you feel about abortion.
Question: do you know how to turn off then the automated AI that keeps coming up on Google? I'm actually bothered by it. I don't really like it because it ends up providing like sources anyways that would be in the first page regardless that I would look at. Like I don't like looking at the summary. I always look at the sources anyways. So I think it's like an unnecessary.
Zeta, what do you mean? Who was that kitten? That kitten belongs to you. It's one of the 3 kittens that you had brought to my house with fleas. It's 1 tuxedo and 2 gingers. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Oh, okay. Andrew said there are Chrome extensions to get rid of it. I use Safari. Are you still are you dealing with fleas right now?
I don't know. Maybe.
Oof. Yeah, I'm gonna ask AI how to turn off the AI.
Almost like you don't appreciate them. I don't appreciate them trying to die. I don't appreciate that.
Let me see him.
No, I took off my gloves and washed my hands already.
Oh, okay.
I was
Well,
showing them. I showed the tuxedo one. You didn't see him?
I did. I just want more. I'm a greedy girl, like Kristen.
That's.
Well, I gotta drop down. I gotta wake up ass crack early, so.
You asked AI whether or not you should wake up early.
Unfortunately, AI, no matter the answer is going to be wrong.
Well, good night, Kiki.
Good night, everybody. Love you.
Yeah. Erica, what time you guys going live? Oh my gosh, why is my computer so bright?
I've been
Yes, how are
playing
you
Sims
doing?
all day.
Oh, that's where you've been?
Yeah, I mean, she's still a bit cluster feed, so all I've been doing is laying in a bed, feeding her every 20 to 30 minutes, having a mental breakdown, sort of usual. And Erica said 9 p.m. our time, so in 30 minutes.
Actually, we're kind of being for real. Because it is true that she had these kittens brought to my house with fleas. And it is true that they belong to her rescue. So, which I guess is technically, since I'm on the board, I guess it's also my rescue, but not really, because I don't get any decisions.
Wait, what
And
is the board then for if you don't get any decision making?
that is a lie. That's a lie. See, it's just that I refuse to use WhatsApp, so all the decision questions are in WhatsApp.
Okay.
So, so
Alina,
if it's something really important, they'll like screenshot and send it to me in text.
that's so bad. Maybe I should start sending you WhatsApp messages then so you can start
I'm not an
using.
honorary board member. I help fundraise. I get supplies. I'm the number one foster. Who uses WhatsApp? It's because there's too many Android users. That's why.
Did you hear that? What did you say, Rev?
She said, hey.
Okay. Well, I actually use WhatsApp because it's pretty common in Germany or in Europe in general to use WhatsApp as your text vessel.
Text vessel is crazy. Just
Yeah, see, Teresa understands. Yeah, Android slander forever. Like I don't know how you can bear looking at those emojis. Like they look so terrible.
But y'all, I'm actually not a honorary board member. I actually am a board member.
Beautiful.
I don't really know what that means, but
How long have you been involved with them?
I mean, I guess since inception, I've been working with them since before they decided to start their own rescue. Thank you, the
Oh,
one pixie. I just got them refreshed on Friday. So I've known them for like 2 years. They're always bringing me kittens that are about to die.
yeah.
I'm just
Best
kidding.
mom.
That's not true. Sometimes they bring me good kittens, but a lot of times they're shooting themselves and trying to die.
Well, not on your watch. You're taking care of those babies.
I mean, they did. Remember that kitten? Remember that kitten, Kiara? Because Kiara was actually Kiara was actually up with me that night
Mhm.
um when they brought that kitten to me that died within 15 minutes.
Yeah, that was foul. Oh, God. Well, I mean, yeah, Dre, I keep saying it to her too, but I don't think that she can possibly get that for her skull. So I'm just gonna. The best thing is I'm not gonna feed your delusion, but I'm also gonna support you because I love you. Alina thinks everything is her fault ever. Like whenever a kitten is not well, it's like Alina's like, "That's me. I didn't do well." I'm like, no. Thank you so much, Erica. That's
That's
cute.
not true. The one kitten that had the that didn't have a hardened skull. I won't take ownership of that one.
Okay,
That
well,
one wasn't my
good.
fault.
Good. There you go.
We bring you kittens that need the most help. I know. I'm just messing with you. Oh, thank you, Ashley, for the $10 for the kitties. Because I'm capable. But am I capable if they keep dying?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, Zeta's actually the one that was smushing his skull.
I'm
She's like,
sorry.
here, touch this. I'm like, no, I believe you.
No, no.
She's like, oh, so you can know what it's like, so that like in the future, I'm like, mm-mm.
And that's what I really love about Alina. I'm gonna glaze you a little bit really quick. So y'all don't really, y'all don't understand how much Alina loves those kittens. Like she puts her entire heart and soul
It make me
into
cry.
the rescue. Okay, well then cry. I don't care. But She really, like, the amount of texts I get, like, oh, I'm so concerned about them, or just showing me, like, she really, really cares about them. She doesn't just do it because she, gets anything out of it. Like, she does it because it's her passion project. So that's why I'm so happy that we can all, as the goons here, support her the way she does, because not a lot of people care, especially in that industry. They start getting like hardened up and they're like, okay, whatever. They don't care about the kittens. Not Alina. Like, Alina really, really fucking cares. So if you want to see those kittens in good hands, you are at the right place. So that's why it would be great if you can support the channel by donations, Cash App, Venmo. Venmo is mine that you can use. Just say for Alina, and that's good.
Joy, Joy, you don't have to go in on Zeta. Zeta and I have a big sister, little sister kind of relationship. Like, she rags on me, I rag on her. There's no money in rescue, like, at all. Remember that when we were raising money for Meatball, like, we raised $400 out of like a $1,400 bill. Like, where do you think the rest of the money came from? It's still on that care credit card. Um, no fighting, y'all. We're all here for the cats. I appreciate you being protective of me, Joy. But just know that I dish it out as much as she does. Does Miami give any grants? I think so, but that's like not. It's not the kind of board member that I am. I'm just like, I'm here for the vibes. I don't know anything about being a board member. Like they asked me, what do you think about this microchip versus this microchip? I don't know. Which one's cuter? Which one comes with a certificate? Which one has an app? Um, but there are grants. It's just like uh, applying for them, like that's obviously time consuming. And I feel like the little that I know about it, I feel like Miami's very clicky. And so it's like the same organizations get the grants because they're like rubbing elbows with those people. It's like need to pay big bucks to find a federal grant writer. A lot of Miami rescues are self-funded, but Zeta does apply for grants. I will say, now that Kiara glazed me, I'll do a little Zeta glazing, but like I will deny this to the day I die. This will be the only time I say this. I have learned a lot about neonatal like emergency care from Zeta. And she's like, I don't know, like 10 years old. So, oh wow, you guys got a $50 micro grant? Way to go. I don't know how old you are, Zeta, but you're definitely too young to be dealing with so much death, that's for sure. Mm, Screw the background request.
Now that's one thing I mean, I think Kitten rescue, I could see myself doing it, but I would be more into senior cats,
We
probably.
talked about this already, Kira.
I know, we're doing like a joint thing. I'm going to be like the end of life, and Alini is the start of life.
They're born here, they get adopted, and they die here.
Exactly. I just have such a soft spot for old, and I'm gonna cry, but like old animals, oh my god. Every time. I really can't. Especially when they're in the shelters for that long. Now I'm actually gonna cry. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, like a cat nursing home. See, I can't do this. I can't do the older cats. It makes me so sad. I wish I could do hospice rescue. Oh, hey, witch. What's funny is that I'm actually not a big sister. I'm actually the little sister. You are morbid, Zeta. You're very concerningly morbid. Concerningly morbid. Like you should do autopsies.
Yeah, the reason why we haven't adopted an older cat is because we just move too much still, and I don't want to put them through that. I wanna be very stable when doing the older cats.
Yo,
I need to scare the background.
you want me to stare at the background? Is that what you said?
Oh, God.
I agree.
You agree with the background?
Oh, I disagree. I disagree. I disagree.
Okay. Why?
Because they let them live here. Women, my bad. I didn't mean to say them.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, they let women live in America. So
Oh, that's very nice, very gracious.
Okay, well, I mean, we're born here, and like everyone that's born here comes from the woman. So, like, what's your plan? So, like, should we get deported after a certain number of births? And deported to where? Can we have an island of
well,
just ourselves?
Yes, please.
isn't that what Wonder Woman did?
I don't know.
The Amazonians, they have their own stuff.
Okay. Well, we just want to
No,
talk
I was
about
just saying
reality.
that's why I disagree that women
Uh-huh.
doesn't like
So, for
America.
example, I'm just asking for reference, and I'm just gonna send out a trigger warning about DV really quick. So, if a husband beats his wife every single day, and she asks like, "Why do you not like me?" and he's like, "I do like you because you live here. I let you live here in my house." Do you think that that's a valid answer?
Um, it depends.
Depends.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you obviously must not like them enough to not do that, but maybe you do like them a little bit.
Like him a little bit.
Yeah. But not enough.
Well, you're a nasty bitch.
How?
You're nasty.
No, I'm not. Because they don't like them.
No, you're nasty. I don't know what else to tell you. If you think that somebody can be beaten and still be considered liked by that person, you're sick in the head. And you're excusing DV, and you're excusing like violence towards women in
Oh,
general.
I,
That's
I didn't
I
say it
disgusting.
was
totally
right.
spaced out. I totally spaced out. I just came back to like
I didn't
reality
say it
of
was
what he was
okay.
agreeing to.
That's
Hello?
horrible stuff.
Yeah, I think you're nasty.
I mean, I feel like
It
you're
does
just not
prove the
hearing what I'm
background now.
saying for real.
No, you do prove the background. It's
Hello?
okay. I mean, honestly, if you think that violence of any sorts is okay and that means that you're liked by somebody, then I think you're crazy. And you're
I
not a
didn't
safe
say
person.
that. I didn't
Well,
say it was
yes, you
okay
did
to
say
do that
that.
to
You
people.
Oh, well, but you said they liked them. Like, what do you mean then?
No, I said that somebody can do stuff and not
And
like
like them. So
hate.
you would say if somebody gets beaten by their husband every day, they're liked by their husband.
No, I said that's a possibility, but it doesn't make
How is
what the
that a
husband's doing okay.
possibility? How is it a possibility that you like somebody and abuse them at the same time?
I don't know. Humans are weird, dude.
Yeah, you're
Humans are weird.
justifying abuse. You're justifying abuse. That's
I'm
what
not
you're doing.
justifying it.
Yes,
It's not
you
okay what they're
are.
doing.
So I
Dude, I'm
can
not.
like somebody and unalive somebody then too?
Have you ever watched a freaking? Never mind. Yes,
Yeah, so I can do
accidentally.
a first degree murder because I like somebody.
Not because you like somebody, but you can still like them and do that.
Yeah, I think you're weird.
I figured
I
stuff's
don't
gonna
know,
be weird
man.
anyway, so I'm gonna come up.
I appreciate you guys doing this, bringing awareness to this problem. You know,
What problem?
whatever we're talking about right now. People beating people, that's not okay.
You're making people sick at this point. You're making me sick. I think you're participating in very abusive rhetoric. That's exactly what abusers say. Hey, I like you, I love you. Like all the things that I'm doing to you, they're fine because I do love you. But they
I
don't
never said it
because
was
you
fine.
don't. Yeah, well, that's
You're
how they
putting words in
justify.
his mouth.
That's how they justify it, though. So you're using the same rhetoric that abusers do, and if you feel fine with that, like that's cool. I don't know what kind of argument you're trying to win. If you're trying to just be edgy online, but you're
How is
nasty,
it the
in my
same
opinion.
rhetoric?
Yeah, the rhetoric
I
that
never
you're
said it was okay
using,
to beat
that
people.
well, but you're using the same rhetoric that abusers do. So that's that.
No, I'm not.
You
You
actually
are
did say
believing
that. You said it depends. It was okay.
No, I said it depends on the city and still do that. Not that it's okay to do that.
Do you have a dog?
Yeah, I do. I can go. Dude, you guys want to? She's annoying. Here.
Do you love your dog?
Hell yeah.
Do you kick him?
Molly. Her? No, I do not kick her.
Okay, so you don't harm the things that you love.
I don't.
Do you see the flaw in your logic here?
What? What are you doing? Well, I was just saying that, like, some weirdos can.
No.
Not that it's okay,
That's
not
not-
that it should be permissible, you know?
You do not harm the things you love, the end. That's generally how that goes.
I don't know, man.
You came up saying that you disagreed with the background. Was this why?
No, he said because we live here as women in the United States, we're liked.
Oh.
And then I
remember
asked
laughing
him
at that.
if a husband hurts his wife every day, and he says, "Well, I must like you because I let you live here with me."
I think the Jews
That's
are the
right.
problem.
That is not what I said.
You were giving a metaphor, and then he
Yeah.
doubled down on DV. That's where it got weird.
Yeah, he
Got it.
did double down
Did
on the
not
TV.
double down on
Yeah.
nothing.
Oh, he sure did.
That's wild. Person.
Yeah.
Do you think that everybody who lives in the U.S. is liked?
No. Well, I
No?
mean, liked by some people, not people in the government and the USA as a whole. There's three things. Because you can be liked by some people and not others based on a variety of things, be it your gender, your sexual orientation, your skin color, your intellect, your religion.
Hang on, person. What's a quick side note? Chat. Remember that it's a $30 kick or a baby dragon. The person right under me is an anti-Semite. They are a Yahtzee. So please send a kick.
Yeah,
as
but the
soon as you
Jews are the
can.
problem.
Thanks.
The Jews
Yeah.
are what the problem are.
Yeah. I was like, out of
I can
Out
tell
of
he's
everyone
a
on the
problem
panel,
'cause he's from England.
the pro DV one is not actually the most problematic
He
person
said
up here.
problem. He's the problem. Like imagine like lisping and or
I think
having a
Hitler should have
speech.
finished the job.
Yeah. Imagine sounding
Yeah,
like a
we know. We
fucking
don't care.
nerd and be an anti-Semite. That's like embarrassing.
I think
Yeah, that's
Anti eats
embarrassing.
beans and toast.
Yeah, that must have like gone to their brain.
if we got rid of the Jew,
$30 to
He
try
just
in
keeps
trending
on
or a
going.
baby dragon. Yeah, yeah.
Hell
Yahtzees
Hitler.
think that we give a fuck what they have to say. And the idea is that we just want to give them the wall. Thank you, Ravi.
Oops, there you got him.
Ravi for the win.
Beautiful.
I just wanted to take care of
I
that
would
before
have
we
let
went
him.
into real conversation.
I definitely would have let him pick his wall too, like yesterday.
Oh,
That was
that's
really nice of
I
you.
don't let them pick.
I really liked that. It, you know, it also made me feel like the process was a little creative, you know?
Yeah, and thoughtful, kind of considerate.
You guys like
Mhm.
sushi? Because I'm making some homemade.
Well, you don't like women, that's for sure.
That got weird.
I asked if you guys like sushi, not if I like women. Oh.
Yeah, but I'm telling you that you don't like women.
But can we continue? Because I was saying, like,
Yeah, I
you
think
guys,
you're.
if,
I
if,
don't.
if
I don't really
people,
wanna. I don't think. I feel like you're just trying to be edgy, intellectually dishonest, or you seriously have like a problem. I don't know how to engage with you.
I think
what are
he's
you
like
talking about?
wildly young and trying to play both sides. How old are you, person?
21.
No,
Yeah.
you should know better. Sorry.
I mean, yeah, but that the US, we coddle. Because I'm person. Again, I'm going to assume that your pronouns are he, him.
Yeah, I would assume so
Yeah.
too.
We coddle the fuck out of the boys so that way they just become children and they don't really like grow up with a lot of emotional
I don't know
intelligence. And
how
that's
this
how we get here.
happened. I don't know how this happened, but somehow I got three tube feeding kids, which like yay,
Good.
but did I not put
I don't
that
know how
like
that.
just one? Maybe I didn't put that like I only needed one. I mean, obviously more is better, but like
Yeah.
shut up, Zeta. I have tube fed. I tube fed before I even met you. Someone
Yeah,
mute
it
Zeta in
must
the
have.
chat. I'm just kidding.
On muting Zeta.
I got flagged for harassment and hate speech.
Ooh,
You're
because
gonna
we didn't like
restart.
the Yahtzee?
Let me kit before I get 6,000 more of them. I do appreciate everyone that heard the call. Oh, wait a second. Oh, okay. So I did put that I only needed one, and it shows I have three. So what probably happened is everyone put it in their cart and bought at the same exact time, which is awesome. I love you guys. We're good for a while then. I was asking Eric and Ren if they're gonna go live now at 9. I wasn't gonna restart, but they didn't get back to me. I went to go see how my husband was doing. I hear him watching something super loud. He's knocked out, and Mao was there with him making biscuits.
Like a traitor.
He goes where that blanket goes.
Easily bought. I get that though. I follow the blankets too.
Which what am I gonna do if that blanket needs to be like tossed? Because I mean, imagine after even with washing it, like how long can a blanket last after getting suckled? Does Mao know he's the cause of you being banned from a rescue? No, Mao is actually not the reason. It was Fidel, Che, and Raul. Mao was from the shelter.
Lisa, the topic doesn't get old so much as the truth behind the topic. That gets old. What a good kitty.
Hello. Hey, do you disagree with the background? I was invited up. I asked in the comments, why does the US hate women?
Does that mean that you disagree?
I asked the question. I got invited up by Sierra.
It's Kiara.
I mean, Kiara.
Yeah. Well, it sounded like you disagreed. That's why I was asking you up. Like, if you don't disagree, then you can drop down.
Well, can you tell me the reason why the USA doesn't like women?
It's for opposition only.
But what does it mean?
Opposition? Or what?
No, what does the prompt mean? Like, can you...
You can. It's a very simple statement. It doesn't like women. Like, what could that mean?
Repeat that? You were ruffling around.
USA doesn't like women. It's not a hard statement. I'm not sure what's confusing.
But I'm asking you, what is your reasoning for saying that?
Because of the economic, political, and social structures.
Okay,
That
can you be more specific, please?
Which category are you interested in?
You said economically or politically?
And socially.
Socially, sure.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a second? My baby's crying.
Yeah.
But they were talking
So-
about. Go ahead. Sorry. But they were talking about. Go ahead. Sorry. Okay, continue.
I mean,
Is that it?
what are your questions about politically?
Like, was there anything specific? Like, I feel like just being vague. Like, I'd like to get into topics, but I just need, like, in depth.
Sure. Right now, there are a few House bills that have been introduced in order to make voting harder for women, because there have been outspoken representatives within our Congress who aren't, in fact, excited that women still have the right to vote. We also have legislation clearly against our bodily autonomy, that kind of a thing.
Okay, well, voting rights are getting taken away because that is something that they were talking about earlier, and I didn't see anything about it when I looked it up.
Okay. What it is, it's not a direct, a systematic approach. It's more like a systemic barrier. Hold on, give me 1 second.
I saw someone heard the trans person on the live earlier saying that married women were getting their voting rights taken away.
No, it's okay, so this is not exactly how it works. The systemic barrier is just that there's certain legislations that make things more difficult for you. So if you, for example, are married, most likely your voter ID or your driver's license don't match with your birth certificate, the last name, because women are more likely to change their last name after marriage. And that can then create difficulties voting unless you have like issued a passport that matches with your new legal name. But not everybody has like the time or the resources to just request for a passport, which then impacts them and creates just more difficulties or poses difficulties for them to vote.
Okay, I have a question.
You've had 37 questions. How many more questions can you fucking have?
Well, earlier there was a trans person on the panel who was saying that they were a woman, and I disagree with that.
Okay, well, they're not here
Okay,
anymore.
well, you can. I was like, you can disagree with whatever you want to, but reality is reality, and
What do you mean
that works.
reality is reality? There was a man on the panel
Like,
speaking
you can
about
be mad
women.
that water is wet, but the water is still wet.
A
This
man
is why I don't
cosplaying as
engage
a
with people
woman.
like this, because the people like this that come in, oh, I just have some questions.
Oh yeah, she came in.
What is it you're talking about?
I did have a
don't know what you guys are
question.
talking about. I'm so confused. I don't know what this topic means. Like, what do you
Because
mean?
you just
USA
have
doesn't
like a
women?
vague
What do
statement
you
on the
mean?
prompt. Like you say US
That's
Because
why
it's
she
obvious,
asked.
and exactly
but
what
you
you just
weren't
said
specific.
is you proved the fucking background. Because
Yeah, that's
trans
why she
women are
asked for
women, so
political.
you just don't exactly.
I came in
You guys
because
think
of
you're so
prompt.
smart, but like this like smug little like, oh, I'm just a dumb little girl here and I just have some questions and I'm here coming all polite when you're talking shit to everyone in the comments. Like, you're not good at this. You're
Yeah,
not
because they're
fucking good
being
at this.
rude and they're stupid.
They're not
But
being
you
rude.
have this
You're
prompt on
being
the
rude.
on the back,
They're
and it's
stupid.
very
Yes,
vague.
and
You
we've
haven't said
engaged your
anything except
questions
for
way
your
more than
biased
we would anyone
opinions.
else.
Okay, well, I came up because you had a vague statement, and I was just wanting you to
It's
get
actually
into
not vague.
about
The
it.
way this
You said
works,
the U.S. doesn't like women, and you said, well,
USA doesn't like women. Do you disagree with the background? You say yes. You say why. You disagree. This would change my
I
mind.
didn't say yes. I didn't say yes. I said, well, can you explain further? That's what I said.
And they did, and they kept answering your questions. So if you were just going to be transphobic, you could have just started with that.
Okay, well,
and
I
like
am
saved a bunch of people's
transphobic.
time. Like, obviously we're busy.
Yeah, and I
Okay.
accept that label, and I don't mind
So
being
you're
that.
okay. So you're transphobic. So you prove the background. So like you suck at
Well,
this
trans
game.
people aren't women.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. They're men
Yes, they are.
cosplaying as women.
They're not. You don't know what cosplaying is.
Yes, I do. It's when you
No,
dress
you
up and
don't.
you pretend. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what being
It's a
transgender is.
temporary. People don't cosplay 24/7. That's not a thing.
Because I don't understand how you can pretend to be a feminist, but then you let these men dress up as women invade our spaces.
Who said they were a feminist?
Looked at her entire name.
Well, I
We should
mean,
never have
are
taken
you
her
not?
seriously.
Are you not a feminist?
I've never claimed to be a feminist.
Well, are you?
You're making assumptions. No,
You're
I'm not a
not?
feminist. Nope.
Oh, well, I am, and that's why I don't want men in our spaces pretending to be
You're not a
women.
feminist. You're a TERF.
No, I am
Yeah.
a feminist. I'm a traditional
Nobody likes
feminist.
TERFs.
were the
Nobody
first
likes
A
wave where
TERFs.
they advocated
traditional
for our
feminist?
freedom
Honestly,
and us to have our
honestly, I
independence.
would give TERFs the wall before I would give a lot of Trump supporters. Truly.
To be clear,
Truly.
traditional feminists are just racist motherfuckers.
Oh,
So
What kind
too.
of
That
wall
too.
would you like?
She's
No,
not
I'm
just
not
transphobic, but
racist.
also racist.
How
Beautiful.
am I
yeah,
racist?
Because that's first wave feminism. You don't
I
even
didn't
fucking
say
know what you're
anything
talking about.
racist. Like, you can call me transphobic, I
Hold
don't
on.
give a fuck,
Do
but
you
I'm
know?
not
Wait.
racist.
Do you know what first wave feminism is?
Yes, I
ain't no
do.
way.
Oh no, clearly you fucking don't.
Define it.
They advocated very specifically against black women voting. That's why they didn't get the voting rights in 1920. Do you know when black women were allowed to vote?
1960 something.
Okay. So you advocate for your first wave feminism that actively excluded black women. And that's not racist to you.
No, I think all
Dumb
real
fuck.
women
Traditional
deserve
feminism is
rights.
wild.
All
Yeah,
real
you're
women.
well that's not first wave feminism.
All real
That's
women,
not.
not men pretending to be
Well, they
women.
are
No, they're
real
not,
women.
yeah.
No, they're not. Like
I
that
did.
person who was on the panel first wearing a wig
She's a
and
As
real
stood up
opposed to
saying
You
little
know what's
girls
funny?
pretending that they're grown
What's
ass
funny
women.
to me? What's funny to me is that not only did she, because remember we restarted. Not only did she come back after the restart, she
Mm-hmm.
waited until both of them were not here anymore because she doesn't have the
Mm-hmm.
fucking the
no,
the
because I was in the
cooch.
request for
She
30
doesn't.
minutes and they didn't
No,
let
you
me up.
weren't. No, you
Yes, I
weren't because
was.
I was here.
Yes,
The,
I
no, you weren't.
was. Yes, I
Yeah, I
You
was
was.
know
like,
that we
she
could do the
Yes,
waited
I
request
for her to
already,
was.
leave
and
I
to
got
start
cut me up
muted
talking.
super
in the
much.
comments. I
And
got
you were
muted in the
definitely not. You were
comments and I
definitely not.
requested.
You were not in the request because I was checking
Yes,
the
I
request. We had
was.
no
Yes, I
other ops.
was.
We had
When
no other
Kiki
ops.
was up here and the two guys were up here, I was in the
Oh,
Nope.
request
look,
for
you
like
suddenly
20,
remember
30
her
minutes.
name.
Nope. You were definitely not in the
Yes, I
request.
was. Yes,
We
I
had
was.
Kiki is a
Yes, I
super mod.
was.
Kiki would have been able to
Yes,
see you
I
in the request.
was. She muted me in the comments and then she didn't let me up on the panel.
She would have let you up.
No, they did not.
She loves talking to bigots.
Well,
Yeah, I
they
was like,
didn't let
actually,
me
that's
So
her
up.
upset.
specialty. She
They
handles
didn't let
bigots
me up.
all the time.
Why are
They
you getting
didn't let
so
me up.
upset? Why are
Because
you
now
so
you're lying and
emotional?
you're saying I
You're
wasn't in the
no, you
request.
were.
You
You
weren't
were.
even there.
You
You
were
were
a
on
little.
mute. You weren't even on the screen. You weren't there. You were
Just
gone.
because I wasn't on this, I have an AirPod, dum dum. Like I was literally watching the screen. Just because I didn't have
Yeah.
it facing on my camera doesn't mean anything. Like
Well, you said you had to go, or
you're
someone
so.
said they had to go, but I was in the
I
request and
wasn't.
no one let me up. No one let
How
me
could I
up.
go? I'm literally the host. Like how could I go?
I don't know. I didn't say you were
Why
gone.
are you
I just said you
Why
weren't
are
on
you
the screen.
crashing
You
out,
weren't mute. You
friend?
weren't
Like
talking.
you're
Because
crashing.
you were
You first
lying
said
and
she
said I
was all
wasn't in the
chill. Like
request when that wasn't true.
you waited until they left because you came back after a restart and
Yeah,
immediately
because I
like
was in the
now you want to
request
come up and talk
and
about
he didn't let me
transphobia.
up. He didn't let me up.
There were no. I don't have any men on my panel.
Well,
Like there was
Kiki
no.
is a
Actually, no.
man.
Jimbo was on the panel, so like, but he's not a mod.
Kiki is
Kiki's
a
a woman.
man, and he didn't let
Kiki's a
me up when
woman.
I requested.
Kiki's a woman.
She,
He
her,
is a
she, her,
man.
she, her, she,
He is
her,
a
she,
man.
her, she, her.
He, him has a
See, this is
penis.
why
It's a
you're
man.
racist.
How am I racist?
How do
What
you
did I
know?
say
How do
that
you
was
Because
know?
you can't
racist?
be transphobic
I
without
didn't say
also being
anything that was
racist. You
racist.
traditional little quote
I
unquote
didn't say
feminist.
anything that was racist. You just label people. Don't mute.
Well, you did declare
You
yourself to be a first wave feminism.
Yeah, like
Yes.
you owned up to it.
Well, I mean, it's like usually it's smart to know the feminist waves before claiming to be a
Yeah.
first wave feminist. Like that's kind of embarrassing.
I mean,
So might
it'd
as
be
well
smart
just
to
call
know
yourself
anything before you
openly a
start talking.
racist. Like we just
Yeah.
know what we're talking about.
What's funny to me is like I'm so thankful. Like the internet's gonna follow these kinds of people around. Like that is the biggest blessing to us.
Mm-hmm.
Truly.
I don't give a fuck.
Well, turfs
I'm
are
gonna stop.
nasty little. Like I mean, it's okay. Like
I mean, it,
you're paranoid. You're scared.
and she's been
You're
up long enough for us to get her IP
What am I
address. I know
paranoid
Jasmine's
about?
on it.
you're
So
glazing. You're
insecure.
glazing for men, for
Okay,
cis men. That's what's happening. Because you don't want to identify the real threat. You just want to target other women that are actually discriminated against by the patriarchy instead of seeing the real systemic issues. Cis men are the ones that are hurting us. They're the ones that are harming us. They're the ones that have put up structures. Trans women have fought for your fucking rights, okay? Trans women were the ones that were standing on our side, helping us to get the rights to vote, getting the social rights, getting certain social prescriptions, and they have also created a gender identity around women that is not solely based on your biology. Because if you just want to be seen as a fucking breeder, as a uterus on legs, then you do you, but that's not what being a woman is about, at least to me. And I'm so glad that trans women exist. They have elaborated what it's really like to be a woman in the United States, and the psychological aspects of womanhood, and also the social aspects of womanhood as well.
Okay,
That was so hot, Kiara.
you done?
No. We're pretty
Just
done
gonna wait.
listening.
We're gonna
to
wait
you.
for that. We're just gonna wait for that baby dragon.
Yeah.
Because I can do this all day. Anywho, what do you guys have for dinner?
0.
Nuggets.
What?
I just had a sandwich. But I remembered to take the ground lamb out of the freezer so that tomorrow I can make that and rice, and I'm really excited about it.
I've never had ground lamb before. That's actually
It's really
interesting.
good if you're like low on iron.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see if we have anything more interesting. Or is that a...
You gonna stop muting me?
No.
What is this
It's so funny.
conversation about?
Can you read the background?
Why doesn't the USA like women?
Do you disagree?
I disagree. I think the USA likes women. Why wouldn't they?
Did you just
Oh,
say
Why do you
woman?
think they do?
Yeah.
Why do I think the USA likes women? Well, it's like the question is too like you have to go into detail more. I don't get what am I answering? Like, how do they not like women?
Why do you keep saying woman?
Exactly,
like
they're
one?
so vague about.
I mean, if you both are not tracking, that doesn't make you any smarter. Like, I'm sorry.
No,
Even imagine between the two of them, I still can't figure it out. That's crazy.
I know. I mean, see, the
No, but
other
it's
person
too
didn't
big of a
figure out the math
question.
problem either. Yeah, I guess I'm the smart one. Like,
Well,
no,
what do
you're
you-
just
can
both
you-
stupid at the same time. You can join
But-
forces, no problem.
Hey, that's not nice.
I'm fat. Okay.
Well, I
Now
mean,
what?
that's
Okay, why
the
don't we
point
do
of
this?
Pick Me,
Why-
right? Is because she wants
Oh,
to be picked
slur.
by.
There you go.
Don't
It's because
kick
she
her.
wants to be dropped.
No. Okay, so
She did say a slur, so
Okay,
she just
so-
wants. Yeah, she did want to be dropped. So
Okay,
that's
can you?
Since
Why
she got
don't
muted
we?
by the mute button.
Why don't we do this? Why don't you give me the reason why the U.S. doesn't like
No.
women, and we can
That's
go
not
off
how
on an
this works.
argument like that? But I'm
That's not how this
Here's
confused.
our statement. Change
If
our
you're confused,
mind.
then
If you
should not.
disagree.
Yeah, you shouldn't have requested.
Okay,
You just-
why
you should
don't?
not
So
disagree.
is it okay? Is it because you think the? Can I say the word the A thing?
There's no.
Abortion.
This is not a question
Yeah,
and answer
abortion.
thing.
Am I allowed
Like,
to
it's
say
not-
that
we're
on
not-
TikTok?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, is it because of some of the strict abortion laws in certain states?
Why do you think the USA likes women?
Why do I think they like women? Well, I think because women have the same equal rights as men.
Singularizing it.
the same equal rights.
Women. It's plural.
Woman.
Okay, women have the same equal
Oh my
rights
God,
as
you did
men.
it again. Fuck.
The same.
There's no,
the same
like-
equal.
There's no segregation, right? There's no separate like buses, separate amenities.
That's what it'll take.
Oh God, I
Well,
want
what is
that.
the whole
Hello,
point
where
of
can I
women-
sign up for that?
No,
I would love that. Like, can we like segregate men from us? Like, we
Have
don't
like
want...
safe
But then-
clean
then-
bus rides. Yes.
Please.
give me a second. Hold on, I'm sorry.
I'm the other
The
idiot.
pick me is trying to be picked, and it's so fucking cute.
Well, you know what's also so interesting too, that those TERFs are outspoken Republicans now at this point. They are so scared of trans people that they completely forget the feminist part and they go with the anti-feminist parties at this point. Like you must be so fucking out of your mind to call yourself a feminist in any regards and then be like, yeah, actually let me vote for the people that hate me. Let's do that one.
Yeah,
I
I'll
don't
never
like
understand
the
that.
Cis straight white women though. Bitch, that's not feminism.
Well, your whiteness is not gonna protect you forever, Poogie, okay? And you also will be
Can I
ugly
ask
one
you
day.
Mouse
something?
or family.
They're
Woman-
not-
I know.
Women?
I know when she's like, Old with dried up
Girls,
eggs, like they're not gonna want
girls,
it anyways.
can I speak, please?
There's no
Girls?
girls here.
No.
We're
Okay,
all of age.
all of age woman, can I speak,
Yeah,
please?
do you wanna talk to girls?
Wait. I need to hear him say the word women.
Woman,
Oh, that's why he
woman.
said girls.
He can't. I don't think.
Wait, but I'm
Do
really
you-
confused.
How about we start using heathens instead?
Can I ask you something?
Wait.
Can women
I
become
need to,
doctors?
before I,
Yes or no?
No, before I'm a giant asshole, I need to ask, do you have like a speech impediment?
No.
Okay.
Not that I'm.
You're just riding that struggle bus all on
But
your
why
own,
you
and I
calling
don't feel
me
bad
stupid?
anymore.
Usually it's people that
Can
call
you
the
say
other person
can you
stupid
say
or
men?
stupid.
Can you say men? Men. Okay. Women.
Woman.
No, men. Women. No, okay.
Sabra, where are you from?
Woman, two women.
I'm from Israel, so maybe that's why my
Oh,
language.
ew.
What? Now, why are we making this Israel
At least it's
Palestine?
probably just an accent.
Ugh.
Anyway.
Okay, so
I thought y'all get free education over there based on our tax dollars, no?
well, we do, but it's off of our tax dollars, not your tax dollars.
Well, it is daddy America that is funding.
Okay, but can we
your
stick to
nonsense,
the conversation?
Are you pro-Palestine or pro-Israel?
Well, I'm Israeli. I'm pro-Israel. But why? I
Well
want to talk about
well
women.
then we're not gonna change the topic, in my opinion. I mean it's up to you, but I'll never let a Zionist just be a Zionist. Not in my presence.
How long have you?
not?
Can I ask you a
Face
question?
first into these.
How long have you hated Zionists for? Well, how long you hated Israelis for? Let's go.
Hated Israelis?
I don't hate
Zionists.
Israelis. I'm just anti-Zionist.
Okay, but most Israelis are Zionists. So how
Yeah,
long
well,
you hated Israelis for?
Around here.
it's usually to us like the G
This
side.
is it's yes or no. How long have you?
I've been pro-Palestine for pretty much the entire time that I've been on this app. So like.
Okay,
5
so
years.
you only became pro-Palestine and found out about this conflict when you came onto TikTok.
No,
5 years, yeah, because for me, yeah, because I had never even heard about it. Not in my like dumbass red state. We barely learn history here. Definitely not learning about the Middle East.
We didn't learn about this kind of stuff in school, unfortunately, but thankfully we have books now. We have a lot of resources available, and a lot of people now have the awareness thanks to TikTok to see what it looks like to be carbon bombed by Israel. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
we know
It
now
was
how
like
it looks
12
like.
years ago, because when I became a teacher, I was like, I need to learn things that like the school system.
Okay, but so 12 years ago was Operation Protective Edge, so that's when you became a pro-Palestine.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of like G-sides.
Okay. Well, no one has ever even ruled it was a G-side. If we're talking about this current war, we can go into it, but so you became pro. But I want to get
most G-sides
why.
were not identified as G-sides until after the fact.
What are you talking about? But have you read the ICJ hearing?
The Bosnian G-side was not declared a G-side until after the fact.
Yeah, but they only ruled on Srebrenica, right? Have you watched the recent hearings from December, January, and again in April?
Didn't the UN declare a G-side?
No, they didn't. The UN didn't declare it a G-side at all. The ICJ plausibility doesn't mean G-side. When they talked about plausibility, they said that it's plausible that the Palestinians are protected under the Genocide Convention of 1948, but they didn't rule that it was a genocide, right? Even in the hearings of April, for example, like in Rafiq, they didn't rule on a ceasefire. They said as long as Israel allows aid.
You mean in April before
But again, what does
Rafah?
this have to do? What about Rafiq?
Before the attack on Rafah?
Yeah, why did they attack Rafiq? Who was there? And Israel gave evacuation orders, and out of 1.1 million
supposed to
people,
evacuate to?
800,000.
Where are they supposed to go?
They evacuated to Al
Where are they
Mawasi
supposed to
Beach,
go?
which was a safe. I'm giving you.
Where are they supposed to go?
Al Mawasi Beach, and
That's
they
not
won.
an evacuation.
Yes,
Evacuation is when when you can actually fucking leave the
They
area.
left. 800,000 of them left.
like when here in Florida, when we get an
Okay,
evacuation
what
for
does
like
that
a
have to do
hurricane,
with
we can
me?
actually leave
Why
the
are you
fucking
bringing Florida
state.
into
We
it?
can fly out of here. I'm giving you an example of what an actual
I just gave you
evacuation
an
order
example.
is.
They gave people
No.
72 hours, 800,000 left
Some
to Al Mawasi Beach, which is right by Rafiq.
yeah, right
Clearly,
by
you
there.
don't
That's
know
not a
about
fucking
this conflict.
evacuation. You don't know what an
That is an
evacuation is.
evacuation when they
No,
gave it to
it's
them.
not. Like shuffling
Okay, can you
people
tell me
around from
one thing
corner to
about
corner
this?
is not an
I have a question.
evacuation.
I have a question. I have a question. You know how this war started, I'm curious, right?
Not a war,
It's
it's a
G side.
yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Well, no one
You're not
knows
gonna
it's a
win
G
this
side, but
one.
how did it start?
It is a G side.
I am going to win it because I'm an Israeli.
No,
I've
you're not.
studied this very longer than you. Okay,
Yeah, you're
Well,
done.
it's
how did the
been
war start?
Yeah, you studied your colonizer
Okay, I'm
history.
done.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you are.
Oh, here we go. The colonizer says the one that's living on stolen land in the United
I
States.
never said I
But I'm
wasn't
the
a
colonizer, right?
colonizer.
Yeah,
I
well,
never
at
said I
least you
wasn't a
So then
acknowledge
go back
colonizer.
to your country.
we all
Go back
acknowledge
to your
it that
country.
we
Hold
are
on.
the colonizers. Hold on. Do you think that there's a difference between acknowledging, hey, yeah, we are on stolen land and we should like take actions to give land back versus you essentially standing for colonization and justifying it?
I also can't go back to my
Well,
We're not
first
the
of
country.
same.
all,
I also
We're not
can't
the
go
same.
back to
Oh,
my country because the United
are you
States
gonna let me
has
talk,
made
or are you
it that
just
I can't even
gonna
go visit my
continue to talk
country.
over
I
me?
literally can't even visit my country
So
without some
I
kind
have
of
a
like
source, right?
extenuating
Can I read?
circumstance.
Can I read something?
No.
no.
So this is coming from, but the whole point of
It's,
having
do
a
I
you
already
debate
said
is
you
you
understand?
can't
bring
read
up
it. Do
academic
you know what no
sources, and I'm
means?
bringing academic
Do you know what
sources
no
to
means?
debunk. Can I? Okay, so you just want to push an agenda and not have other people
You're the one that's
bring up
pushing an
sources.
agenda. You're the one
How
that's
am I
pushing an
pushing an
agenda.
agenda? What did I push an agenda? All I
But
said
it's
was
not a
saying
G
facts.
side. I'm not going to hear that.
It's not a
We're not
G
having that
side. No
argument.
one.
It fits the parameters of a G side.
It
Just
doesn't fit
because
the
like
parameters.
just because like they're like tiptoeing around it because United States is so up Israel's ass and the United States has a lot of power in the UN, like just because they're tiptoeing around it doesn't mean that it's not a G side. So,
No, give me one parameter that if it's a G side, what's the intent? The
I
whole
just
point of the
hope
genocide of the
I
US is
just
the
truly
intent.
hope that like
What? Give me
that
one
they don't
order
do
from
the whole
Netanyahu
operation.
himself.
I just hope that they don't do the same bullshit that they did with Operation Paperclip. Like I hope they get every single one of y'all. Every
What the
single one of
fuck is
y'all.
Operation Paperclip?
Oh, you don't know history? You don't know history? No.
But what does that have to do? I asked you a simple question. Give me one genocidal thing Netanyahu in the upper echelons of the IDF ordered
it's
on Gaza.
creating like non-compatible conditions with life.
Okay, how are they
They're
doing
getting
that?
they're getting on average 400 calories a day.
No, they're getting more than that. The
No.
IDF is letting way more than that. You want to go into the statistics? The UN
No.
has it right
I
now.
know that they're not because like if the
Okay, you know that they're not, but
doctors
have
that
you
are brought in
researched
on the
it?
ground are getting 400 calories a day and are
They're
saying that
not.
the
They're getting way
Palestinians are getting
more.
less. No, because
The
I've
IDF is
spoken to
letting
them. I've spoken to
more than
them. I've
400
spoken to
trucks.
them.
Also on
I've
TikTok.
spoken to
You went
them.
to Gaza.
I've
You went to
literally
Gaza.
no, but they've
You
come
went to
back to
Gaza and
they've
talked to
come
them.
back to the States and they've shared their story.
You went to Gaza and
They
talked
even
to them.
report.
There's
They
no
even
hiding this
report.
anymore.
They even reported
Okay,
lower
but again,
ones during April.
why is
During
it? Why is it?
April 2024. According to Oxfam, they know that they were
Mhm.
245 calories a day.
Okay, but
That's
why
the
is it that the
average for
UN
the
is
person.
why?
That's the average
Why
person
is
for
it
the
that the
no.
UN is
Oh
reporting
my
that
God! Shut
500
up! You
trucks
asked
were
a
going in
question
there,
and now we're
and they were getting
answering
above
it.
the
It's
calorie
240.
limit?
I don't know why the fuck you talking
They're
while
all
I'm
like
talking.
this. They're all
I'm
so
not all
Yeah.
like this. I'm giving you
No, you
actual
guys are all
You're
right.
responses, and
doing
You
you're
all
just saying a
are all
actual.
like
doctor on
this.
TikTok told me.
So
So let's
why
go
okay,
into it.
hold on, let me just ask you something then really quick, okay? If you
Yes,
say that
because
they
who am I going to
weren't just
believe? The Israeli or a doctor that's literally putting blown people apart?
I'm giving the UN
let,
source of
let
it.
me
I can
just
read it
ask
to you
you
right
one
now.
UN
thing
hasn't
then.
been allowed to go in. What are you talking
Yes, they
about?
have. What are you talking about? The
Why
UN
No.
is
did
there right
why
now.
did
How do you think they were able to do
why
their
did
commission?
Palestinians die of starvation then if they were given that many
Give me one
calories?
Palestinian that
Explain
died
it.
of starvation.
You want a name or what do you want?
Well, I want the statistics. From what I saw,
Okay, sure. No problem.
only
I got
four
that for
people
you.
died of
Yeah,
starvation,
yeah,
and it
I
was
got that
according to
for
Al
you.
Jazeera, and it's
Yeah,
because they
yeah,
had
yeah.
it was
Can you
because they had
stop
pre-existing
steamrolling
conditions.
enough? Okay.
I can just tell you guys aren't educated on this conflict. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
trying
we
to.
are educated.
And
Okay.
Okay.
I could tell you haven't blown your nose for 10 years. But like
Oh, thank you. The stereotypical, I have the raspy Jewish stuffy nose.
Way to throw in that.
It's actually not a Jewish thing. It's a bigotry thing.
It actually,
Like
well, you know, most anti-Semites go off of that,
bigots
right?
all have a stuffy nose. Every
How am
single
I a
one
bigot?
does.
I probably had dinner and been in more Palestinian houses than you could ever want. I was actually a peace
But you want
advocate.
them unalived.
Who said I wanted them unalive?
The fact that you want Israel to exist is wanting
Yeah, I
them
want Israel
unalived.
to
Are you
exist
kidding?
just like any other country in the world. We have 2.1 million Arabs. They're our brothers. We go through the same struggle
As
as
long as
them.
they denounce their Palestinian roots, as long as they
They
don't
don't have to announce
hold the
their
Palestinian
Palestinian.
flag, as long as they
If
don't,
they want to, let them
yeah.
wave it. If they want to, let them wave it. It doesn't bother me.
No, it bothers the government.
The government doesn't
Speak out against Israel too, yeah. They
We
can't
can
talk
speak
about
out
that.
against Israel. We have many protests in Tel Aviv. What do you mean no? I've seen the protest. I've been to them before. Are you going to tell me no?
Those protests are not speaking out over like the
Yeah,
atrocities.
they are.
They're
They
speaking out
actually
against
are.
the Israel government because they don't want
Do you know how
them.
to read Hebrew?
Huh?
Do you know how to read Hebrew? Because
Why would I
you
need to
claim
know how
that
to read Hebrew?
because the whole
Okay,
point of
I got the
the whole
statistic.
wait, give me
I
a
got the
second.
statistic right
Sure.
here because I was looking it up. So, according to UNICEF, 9 out of 10 children lack the nutrition they need for growth and development in the Gaza Strip, and at least 37 children, like we're just talking about children, have passed away from either malnutrition or dehydration in 1 year. And then we also have, because you were bringing up the United Nations, the United Nations has declared that there is a famine that has
They
spread
didn't
throughout the
declare it was
Gaza
a
Strip.
famine. They
And you
said
can,
there's a
I don't know why
food
the fuck you're
scarcity.
talking while I'm
Because
talking.
you're
I don't know why you're doing
because I
that.
have the source right
Shush,
here, and they said a
dude.
food
Shut your
scarcity,
mouth,
not a
Zionist.
famine.
Ew.
They said
Shush. So, anyways, you were bringing up the United Nations, and I'm giving you the United Nations press release, okay? That is of July 2024, and they have declared that there's a famine and there's a
They didn't
severe
declare it
case
was a famine. They said that a food scarcity.
and malnutrition. And I've already given you the other source that looked at specifically children unaliving from malnutrition and dehydration. So if you're telling me that they're getting more calories, why are they dying of malnutrition? Why?
They're not dying of malnutrition.
Well, they are though. Like, so give me a counter.
Okay, out of 30 out of 2.1 million children, because Gaza has one of the most youngest populations. You know
And why
that,
is
right?
that? And why is that?
That's because they have high birth rates.
No.
What do you mean? No, that's literally what it is.
That's not why the population is mostly children now. Like, are you
Because
joking?
they have high birth rates, not because they killed everybody.
The children are just having children.
Population. What?
The 8-year-olds are having other 8-year-olds. Like what?
No, the medium age is between 15 and 18.
We're not looking at median. We're looking at average. Give us
that's the average age in Gaza. They have a young.
Well, you said
You
median.
said median.
You said
okay,
median.
whatever.
Those
I might
are
have
two different
misspoken.
terms. Okay, well, fine then. That's fine.
What's the
and why is
source?
that? Why is that
Why
the
is that?
average?
Because they have a young population in general. People in the Middle East.
Yeah, why
tend to
do you have
And
a
why is
young
that?
population?
Israel's
Why is that?
Where are all the old people going? Are they getting deported?
Well, no. There's more younger people being born, and there's more younger people living there than older people. The same
Where are the
way
old
as
people
in
going?
Israel. They're dying of natural causes. They're not being deported out of Gaza.
What are the natural causes? Is there some kind of like plague or something that we gotta like look
No, just people
into
die of
or
natural
start a
causes of
cause
old age.
for? Not at that rate.
Did
Not
you
at that
know
rate.
that
There's not.
American spicy bombs are
Mhm.
actually not natural causes, Alina? I know it's like usually not something
They're
that we
not. What
consider a
does that have
natural
to do
cause.
with
I
my
don't know why
claim
the fuck you're
before that?
talking while I'm talking. Shut up. Shut up. I was talking to Alina, so please shut your mouth. Did you
But
know
I'm the
that
Israeli here, so you
American
be talking about.
pew-pews and American missiles are actually considered natural causes now? Did you know that?
I didn't know that, but I will definitely look into it.
I'm talking
Kiara,
pre-October 7th.
Kiara, did
Okay,
you
and they're
know
just going to
that,
continue.
Kiara, did you know that you actually have to eat to
Yeah,
live?
I mean, I do have a bachelor's in nutrition.
Oh, okay.
So they did
It's
mention something along those
sensitive.
lines.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
gonna
know.
repeat that comment, but that's so funny.
By the way, before like you
I
guys
mean,
mute me,
I did
I
have
have the
my
UN
my
source proving
education,
what I was
and
saying.
funnily
Why are
enough,
you starting
200
talking while Kiara's talking? That's weird.
Because I want to read
245
the source.
calories wouldn't even be adequate for a newborn. So that's interesting.
All right, am I allowed to speak? Okay, so this is coming from the United Nations. Like I was saying, thousands of trucks carrying food, shelter, and medicines have entered
What's
the
the date
Gaza
on that?
Strip at a
What's the
rate of
date on
around
that?
600 a day since the
What's the
ceasefire
date on
began
that?
on the 19th.
Oh,
This
okay.
is, I
So
don't know.
what about all the
Do you
time up
want
until
before
then? What
or
about all the
do you
time
want?
until then?
Okay, I can get the source right now, like I said.
Yeah, I want to know how many trucks were going in before the
Sure.
ceasefire.
And I already gave you a more updated one. We were talking about malnutrition and famine. I don't know why you're pivoting. So that's from
I'm
your
not
source,
pivoting.
United
There's
Nations.
no malnutrition. What I
Okay,
said
well,
was this.
United Nations disagree with you. So why would you use the United Nations for
Yeah,
one
I
thing
use
when
the
you do
United
agree? Hold
Nations.
on, no, I'm
I
confused.
use the United Nations.
I'm
If you're gonna
confused.
answer a
Hold on.
question, you have to let me speak, right?
No, I don't know why the fuck you keep talking while I'm talking. I'm confused. Alina, let me ask you because he's like out of control right now. If you think that a source is unreliable and they lie, would you ever use that source?
I never
Absolutely
said the
not.
United Nations was lying.
Absolutely not. Okay. So if I say, for example, the United Nations declares that there's famine throughout the Gaza Strip as in July 2024, and you say, nah, that's not true, why would you use like the United Nations for a different thing in general? Like, I'm confused on that.
I know they like to pick and choose. Like United Nations, like acknowledge them as a country, but like when United Nations says Israel's doing bad things, it's like, oh no, they're not
No, no.
reliable. They're like
All right, can I speak? Okay,
propagandists.
so
Yeah,
No,
when I'm done
actually, no
talking.
thanks.
can I speak?
When
Nah,
we're done
I said no
talking, then
thanks.
yeah.
I said no thanks. Don't forget, y'all. It is a baby dragon or 30 to kick. Or we could just keep him on mute because
So then, what's the point?
honestly, I'd rather do anything else. I'd rather do anything else than talk to a Zionist.
Yeah. Well, everybody's lying. It's just Israel that's true. That's like it feels like you know what it's giving to me. Israel is giving major boy mom. Like I just don't understand you. All those bitches are out to get you. Like
I
don't
never
listen
said
to
that.
them.
I was using the UN. If you let me read the source, I have.
Why
So
do
the
you not
UN.
agree with them? Why do you not agree with them with the declaring the famine in the Gaza
No, they
Strip?
didn't. This is what I'm
But
saying. You
they
have to. You
didn't.
can't.
If I mute you, you gotta stay on mute, little piggy. Okay.
Well, I mean that's funny you say that they didn't because they literally did. UN experts declare famine has spread throughout Gaza Strip.
Okay.
And that
Now
is
read the bottom.
from United Nations. I have
Okay.
read the
Read the
bottom.
article.
Yeah.
Send me the article.
Yeah,
We
I
can read
have read it.
together.
Okay, I have read it. So here you go. Oh
Sure.
no.
You know what? I'll pull it
No.
up myself.
Thank you
Robbie is
so
so
much.
thoughtful.
How
W
sad.
Ravi.
W
Also, Erica's
Ravi.
live, so
You got raptured from natural causes, by the way, Sabra.
I gave her a
That's-
heads up over Twitch about what was happening.
okay. Yeah. Anyhow, just FYI, y'all, you need to drink water and eat to survive. Just
Fun fact, I did learn that too in my little cute little school. I mean, they gave me a whole ass degree, but what do I know? They say that you okay. They say that you need like 100-ish calories per pound for like newborns. And most newborns aren't 2 pounds. Fun fact. They usually range around 7-ish pounds, so you need, as a newborn, 700 calories. So even for a newborn, it's not enough food. It's not adequate calories.
But where did all the older people go?
Well, they just disappeared. What do you mean? They're just gone. And died
We
of
just have a
natural
young
causes.
population. Where are the old people? Oh my god. Anywho, we're going to Erica's live. Do a little Alina raid. A terrible migraine, but thank you guys.